Hello everybody, and welcome to a short bonus video where I will be discussing the NicolaiBolas Patreon, what it is, how it works, and how you can join to unlock some pretty cool rewards. I recently did a major revamp of the Patreon page, and so I wanted to discuss it with all of you so you could have more information and potentially become a member and help me continue producing high quality videos on a consistent basis. Without further ado, let's dive in. Basically, Patreon is a monthly pledge service where you, the viewer, pledge a certain amount every month, and in return you get access to some pretty cool rewards in the process. You also get that warm fuzzy feeling of knowing you are helping me continue to produce my videos, because the videos are very work and effort intensive, and patrons help me continue dedicating the time that I need to make high quality content. Basically, we'll go through the tiers and talk about all the cool rewards you can get for becoming a patron, because I don't want to just say thank you with words, I want to say thank you with bonus content and my actions. So what do you get for becoming a patron for $1 a month? Basically, you get to have a personal thank you in the credits of my next draft. I have a credit section in every draft for one of my higher tiers, but I will take the time to shout out all of my new patrons when they have pledged. Another thing you get access to is my card-by-card grade spreadsheets. These are ranked from A to F grades, and they are in really easily viewable form, and you get access to all of the ones that I have made. I currently have Throne of Eldraine, Theros Beyond Death, and Ikoria card-by-card grade spreadsheets, and I do update them from time to time. So for example, I just updated the Ikoria card-by-card grade spreadsheet 2 days ago based on my experience in the format. So it always stays relevant, and it always is a great resource for you to reference if you're looking through a close pick. I have every card ranked within the color and then ranked within tiers. So that's another cool reward you get. And then you get access to bonus content on the Patreon activity feed. This may sound like a just kind of reward that you put down there, but I actually do post bonus content there from time to time. I post some bonus draft videos that I didn't want to post on my main YouTube channel for various reasons, oftentimes because it'll be a supplemental set that only really works well as one draft video. So for example, an Odyssey draft video that I might post, maybe people aren't going to want to watch a second one on the main channel, so I'll post it to the Patreon if I do record another one. So those are the types of things you can get at the Faithful of Bolas tier. Moving up to the $3 tier, this is a new reward tier, so I'll be interested to hear your feedback on it. But basically, at the $3 reward tier, you get access to directly influence my content in ways that normally viewers don't get. So I'm going to be posting Patreon exclusive polls that will give my patrons more influence over the type of content I make. Essentially, I'm not going to stop doing YouTube polls, but I'm going to post the same polls to YouTube and to Patreon, and I'm going to weight the patrons' views higher than the YouTube community views because they are more invested in my content, and so they will get a larger say. So that is what the $3 tier is, and of course, all of the rewards include all of the rewards from the lower tiers as well. At the $5 tier, this is where the content really starts kicking in, because at the Eternal of Bolas level, I also made sure that the reward tiers made sense from a naming perspective. I really enjoyed that with the pictures and everything. But at the Eternal of Bolas level, you get access to all the previous rewards, but you also get access to the Musings of Bolas video series, which is a bonus video every Sunday. And in these videos, I don't only talk about Magic content, though I do that from time to time, but I also talk more about other aspects of the game, like the mental aspect. I also talk about non-Magic topics like my philosophy on life, how to make sure you don't get tilted in Magic, and then from time to time I will even write 1,000-word articles about Magic the Gathering level up topics so that you can improve. You also get access to all previous episodes of Musings of Bolas, which at this point is 24 episodes, so that's that's a lot of content, and a couple of articles as well thrown in there. So at that tier, you get a lot of bonus content, and that is one of the more popular tiers. At the next level is the General of Bolas tier, and this is the tier that gets you put into the credits section. You get to see your name in every video, and you get to know that you are helping me. You get to let everyone else know that you are helping me by being put in the credits section. So the General of Bolas tier is the one where you really unlock the publicity, if that's something you're looking for. At the next tier, this is one that I also have recently reworked. It is the Agent of Bolas tier, and it is the Battle Me one-on-one tier, because maybe you want to face me in combat, but you don't want to just rely on the whims of the ranked ladder on MTG Arena to potentially face me. So you've wanted to match up against me. Maybe you saw one of my sweet decks in one of my draft videos, and you're like, wow, I would like to see how my draft deck pairs against that. At this tier, I will friend you on MTG Arena, and then once a month, you can challenge me to a game. This can be constructed, but the cool option that has to do with limited, which I primarily focus on, is to use draft decks. You can choose draft deck that I drafted in a video and one of your favorite draft decks, and then we'll battle them out in a game. So that is the Agent of Bolas tier. And then finally is the Bolas in Training tier, and this unlocks personal coaching. Bolas in Training will get an hour of coaching with me every month. Obviously, I will go over the time a little bit if we need to finish a discussion or something like that, but the coaching sessions, I have done some coaching before, and basically they can be as flexible as you want. A lot of the time, it's best used if you, over a couple of weeks leading up to the training session, will have a series of screenshots of tough picks you had, of deck builds you had, of onboard board states you had, so then we just can go through those screenshots. We can also just walk through a draft pick by pick if you want to plumb my mind for what I would do in each situation, and you don't think that a YouTube video on that is enough. But basically, the Bolas in Training program gives you access to me as a personal coach, and so there are only 5 slots for that one because I don't have unlimited time to dedicate to that. So that is the highest tier, and those are all of the tiers. What does the Patreon do for me, though? The Patreon helps me get funding goals to help improve my content for everybody, not just patrons, though the patrons do get these cool rewards that I just talked about. And basically, the Patreon is going to help me get all these cool rewards. So basically, we just reached our first goal, which is another reason I revamped the Patreon, and that was the new camera. So now that I have reached this goal, I can go out, I can get a new camera for the stream, and I can know that it's going to be worth my investment because everything is being supported and by the viewers, and the viewers are enjoying my content enough to help me get these upgrades to my equipment and things like that. So now I'm looking into new cameras to upgrade my content for everybody. The next goal is going to be to get a new microphone. This will help a lot because I know that there are some times where I get animated and I shout into the microphone and makes things unpleasant for people. So the next stage is a new microphone. After that, I'm going to be looking to get some new editing software and learn how to use that. So that's another cool reward to get. And then at a higher reward is merchandise, where I'll make some NicolaiBolas merchandise and I'll send that out to patrons and make it available for other folks to purchase. So those are just some of the cool rewards. The goals do change from time to time as I think of new things, but they are generally going to be this sort of thing where I'm upgrading my equipment and I'm making new bonus things. If you want some examples of some posts, this is my post from a couple days ago where I upgraded my card grade spreadsheet ratings. This was my Musings of Bolas episode for the week where I talked about how to maximize fun in Magic. I used a lot of mental tips and tricks that I use myself and some of the strategies that I use to make sure that I keep having fun even if I do play a lot. This is where the link to the video where I shouted out a lot of my new patrons. This was my Musings of Bolas from last week, where I talked about one of my philosophies on life, how to get more things done. And this was the initial patron post. And then finally, this was a bonus draft video that I did with one of my guests that I didn't post to the main channel, so it was made exclusively available to patrons. So that's basically what the Patreon is. I really do recommend you check it out. See if there are any tiers that you would be interested in. It really does help me out a ton having some patrons, having some folks helping support my content, and I really do appreciate each and every patron that I do have. Thank you so much for watching. I do hope you learned something about Patreon, how it works, and if you do have any questions about it, be sure to leave those in the comment section down below. That's going to do it for this one, though. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you consider becoming a patron, and I'll talk to you next time, and maybe even in my next Patreon exclusive video.